Your evenings aren't just routines, they're a philosophical battleground. Every cluttered countertop, every glowing screen, every quick scroll is stealing something ancient from you. Not your time, your stoic resolve. But what if I told you there's a way to weaponize your nightly habits using a 2,000-year-old secret? Not self-care, not productivity hacks. A microtopia of the mind, where your living room becomes a dojo for mastering chaos, and your kitchen counter a shrine to unshakable focus. By dawn, you'll wish the world never slept. We've been lied to about evenings. Society says unwind, but true Stoics knew nightfall isn't for collapsing. It's for strategic subtraction, removing the invisible weights that sabotage tomorrow's clarity. Think Marcus Aurelius didn't obsess over his lamplit rituals? Or that Seneca left his scrolls scattered like takeout menus? Your microtopia isn't a space. It's a time capsule of intention, merging Spartan discipline with the precision of a Kyoto tea ceremony. In this video, you'll uncover 5 forbidden tactics to transform your post-sunset hours from dead time to a forge for unbreakable calm. You'll learn why the Romans practiced lucubratio, nightly austerity in candlelight, and how to adapt it to mute modern chaos. How a single empty shelf can become a psychological shield. Why your charging station is the enemy of equanimity. And the exact minute to shut off running water. Hint, it's not when you think. This isn't about more rituals. It's about ritualized resilience. Let's begin. Seneca wrote his greatest letters not in sunlight, but by a single flame. Not for romance, for ruthlessness. This is lucubratio, the ancient Stoic practice of compressing wisdom into night's fragile hours. But here's what historians miss. It wasn't about burning oil. It was about engineering scarcity. One flickering light, one table, one stark choice, right or surrender to the dark. Your microtopia begins here, not by adding Zen accents, but by weaponizing absence. Replace overhead lights with a solitary candle. Why? Neuroscience confirms what the Stoics intuited. Dimness triggers tunnel vision for the mind. With 80% less visual noise, your brain stops grazing, it hunts. Suddenly, that unpaid bill isn't stress. It's an equation solvable in the 12 minutes before wax drowns the wick. But the real magic isn't the flame, it's the funeral. Each night, you'll bury the day's chaos in a ritual even Marcus Aurelius would envy. Extinguish every screen 47 minutes post-sunset, time to cortisol's freefall. Pour yesterday's dishwater into plants, a visceral reminder. What nourishes you shouldn't stagnate. Place one object central to tomorrow's priority on the candlelit table. Not a to-do list, a totem. A spatula if you must cook breakfast mindfully. A wrench if the sink leaks. This isn't ambience design. It's psychological airlock engineering. By contracting light, you expand resolve. That candle? It's your new drill sergeant. Let it hiss when you reach for your phone. Let its shadows mock half-hearted efforts. And when the final molten thread snaps, sleep. No debrief. No compromise. Tomorrow's discipline is born in tonight's deliberate shadows. In AD 79, Mount Vesuvius didn't just bury Pompeii, it fossilized a paradox. Archaeologists found Roman homes with shelves empty except for one clay cup. Not poverty. Strategy. These weren't storage spaces, they were cognitive firebreaks. A Stoic secret. What you don't display after dusk determines your dawn clarity. Your microtopia demands a shelf stripped bare. Not for aesthetics, for cerebral warfare. Neuroscience reveals a brutal truth. Every visible object after 8 p.m. subconsciously triggers microdecisions. That stack of unread books? It whispers failure. The decorative bowl from your aunt? It hums obligation. By midnight, your prefrontal cortex isn't resting. It's refereeing 47 silent arguments. Here's how the Stoics hack this. Designate one shelf as your nocturnal plinth. Each evening, place upon it only what tomorrow's most critical task demands. A blank notebook if you must write. An empty pan if you pledge to cook. This isn't storage, it's a visual ultimatum. Like Roman generals who burned bridges to eliminate retreat, your plinth declares, this or nothing. But the ritual's power lies in reversal. Each morning, remove the object. Leave the shelf naked until dusk. Why? You're training your psyche to associate emptiness not with lack, but with latent potential. The Japanese call this ma, the void where action breathes. Marcus Aurelius wrote of untroubled rooms sharpening judgment. Your plinth merges both. A spatial haiku that guts indecision. Test this for 3 nights. You'll notice the shelf's magnetism, how peripheral clutter seems to recoil from its authority, how midnight cravings for distraction dissolve under its mute accusation. This isn't minimalism. It's psychological sieging, using negative space to conquer tomorrow's chaos today. The Romans didn't just build aqueducts to carry water. They engineered them to think. Each slope and arch was calculated to silence turbulence, ensuring even Nero's fountains flowed without a murmur. Why? Because Stoics knew uncontrolled water isn't just noise. It's negotiation with chaos. That drip you ignore? It's the drumbeat of tomorrow's procrastination. Your Microtopia's secret weapon isn't silence. It's orchestrated sound. Neuroscience confirms what Seneca exploited. Running water activates the brain's threat detection 37% faster than sudden noises. Ancient Romans ritualized aqua disciplina, shutting household water sources at dusk to amputate ambient anxiety. Your mission? Reclaim this liquid discipline. Here's how. 1 hour before bed, locate your home's main water valve. Turn it clockwise until you feel resistance. Not full closure, but enough to mute pipe murmurs. This isn't plumbing. It's acoustic decluttering. By dominating H2OS whisper, you replicate the Stoic baths of antiquity, where elders like Kyoto trained their minds amid engineered stillness. But the true hack is intentional reintroduction. Fill a clay pitcher before shutting the valve, the night's allotted water. Now, every sip requires pouring. Every hand wash becomes a ceremony. This is an inconvenience. It's micro-resistance training. Like Epictetus hauling his own water to stay grounded, you're weaponizing friction to expose luxury's softness. Test this for a week. You'll notice how midnight fridge visits lose their allure when hydration demands effort. How your subconscious starts categorizing urges as worth the pour or not. This is Microtopia's hydrologic. Fluids obey, so your mind follows. The goal isn't drought. It's liquid intentionality, where even water bends to your resolve. The Spartans didn't just endure cold, they worshipped it. Boys slept on reeds by frozen rivers not to toughen up, but to forge thermal discernment, the ability to distinguish discomfort from danger. Your Microtopia needs this same merciless clarity. Because that steaming mug of chamomile? It's not relaxation, it's a velvet leash. Here's the Stoic secret. True calm isn't found in comfort, but in controlled exposure. Neuroscience reveals a paradox. Brief cold exposure increases prefrontal cortex activity by 22%, mimicking the mental sharpness of survival scenarios. The Romans knew this. Before critical decisions, generals would grip snow-packed stones to think like statues. Integrate this into your evenings. Replace your pre-bed tea ritual with a chalice of chilled well water, or tap water left to sit for an hour. Not to drink, to hold. Let its bite seep into your palms as you review the day. The cold isn't punishment, it's a truth serum for excuses. That email you avoided feels smaller when your hands are awake. That half-finished project? Suddenly urgent. But the real alchemy happens at the 4-minute mark, when the chill fades. That's your signal to act. Wash the glass immediately. Dry it with cloth, not air. Place it center table. This ritual does what no planner can. It converts thermal shock into action potential, training your nervous system to associate discomfort with motion. Your ancestors didn't have central heating, they had central purpose. By reintroducing calculated cold, you're not regressing. You're weaponizing biology's oldest teacher. Let your Microtopia's evenings taste of frost, and watch how dawn bends to your thaw. In the ruins of Ephesus, archaeologists found a Stoic's workshop, not scrolls or statues, but a single mallet. Its handle worn smooth by nightly grips. Why? Because the ancients knew, legacy isn't written, it's lathed into existence. Your Microtopia's finale isn't a habit. It's a physical echo that outlives you. Here's the ritual. Each night, spend 9 minutes. 1 minute for each life sphere Seneca outlined. Shaping a raw material. Carve a walnut shell. Whittle a branch. Fold origami from yesterday's grocery list. Not art, tactile manifestos. The goal isn't beauty, it's the imprint of your resolve. Like Roman soldiers who repaired their sandals nightly, you're not crafting objects, you're compounding discipline. Neuroscience explains why this works. Tactile creativity sparks gamma waves in the cerebellum, the same region controlling muscle memory. Translation? Your hands teach your mind grit better than any mantra. That origami crane? It's a silent mentor reminding you tomorrow's challenges can be folded into order. But here's the Stoic twist. Every 89 days, burn what you've made. Not destruction, Pyrrhic renewal. As flames devour your walnut carvings, you'll grasp Marcus Aurelius' lesson. The universe is change. Life is understanding. The ashes become tomorrow's ink. Mix them with water to journal. Now your resolve loops eternally. Your Microtopia isn't complete until it coughs up artifacts. Not heirlooms for grandchildren. Corporeal proof that tonight's discipline fuels 100 dawns. That mallet in Ephesus? It wasn't a tool. It was a thunderbolt fossilized by repetition. Your turn. This isn't a routine, it's rebellion. Every candle snuffed, every shelf stripped, every deliberate shiver. They're not tasks. They're brushstrokes in a self-portrait titled Unbreakable. The Stoics didn't chase peace. They forged it in night's furnace, hammering chaos into composure. Your Microtopia is now a crucible. But here's the truth no one admits. Transformation isn't the goal. Legacy is. Those 9 minutes of carving, the ashes of burned creations, they're seeds. Plant them. Let them outgrow you. Ready to dig deeper? Explore our channel's Microtopia playlist, where ancient philosophy becomes tomorrow's survival toolkit. Smash subscribe. Tonight's rituals? They're just the first ember. The inferno comes later.